Hey everybody, today we're going to be making some low-waist burp cloths out of 2 yards of fabric, 1 yard of cotton, 1 yard of flannel. That's all you'll need to do this project. I like the flannel because it adds extra absorbency. You could do 2 layers of cotton. I've done a layer of flannel and a layer of gauze, or a layer of cotton and a layer of gauze. It's really up to you. You can also add a 3rd layer of those microfiber fleecy towel things if you want. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I just got done at the quilt store. Now we're gonna go to the big chain fabric store and get some matching flannel for the quilting cottons that I got at the store. See you inside. Of course, I got like -5 B-roll at the fabric store, but I will insert some lovely B-roll here. Basically, found the flannels that I needed, and I so desperately loved this one flannel that I went and bought it, even though I told myself I wasn't going to buy any more of things. But that's okay. We're going to go back to the house, and I'll show you how to make these very, very low-waist, super duper easy burp cloths. While I'm driving home in stop-and-go traffic, I forgot to get a video of it, but it was so cute. I took Fig into the quilt shop for the first time, and all of the ladies were sitting doing their quilting projects in the back, and they immediately were like, "Oh, can we watch your baby? Can we watch your baby?" So I set her on the sewing table while I did some shopping. It was real cute. I forgot to get pictures. I might not even put this in the video. I wish I had gotten pictures of it because it was freaking adorable. They were rocking her and debating whether or not she was a boy or a girl, even though I told them her name before I left. But, you know, whatever. Maybe her name isn't girly enough for some people. Don't you hate it when there's a sign that everybody can see from far back on the road that says the lane is ending, and you have so much time to get over, and people insist on getting over at the last minute? Why do people do this? If you're one of those people, please don't. Please stop. Stop doing it. You're making life hard and bad for everyone else. I just hope you know that. I don't know if you guys can see, but Fig has recently found her hand. It's pretty cute. I'll try and zoom in so you can see it. Okay, we're back at the house. The baby, I think, is hungry, so we're gonna feed her and then get to ironing the fabrics and sewing them together and showing you how to do it. So here are all the fabrics. Okay, so now that all the ironing is done, we are going to fold and re-iron the pieces so that they're in 4 equal pieces, and then they'll be really easy to cut out and we won't have to do too much guessing about how much we need. may have just ironed you, little friend. I'm sorry. Oh gosh, you're walking so weird. My bad. Okay, so I think we ran out of space on the phone, so sorry about that, but it's just ironing. Back to your previously scheduled time lapse. You guys, I stepped on my sunglasses at the end of that last time lapse. My Cash App is in my Instagram bio. So this is more of a do as I say and not as I do recommendation. You always want to iron your things before you cut them or trace your pattern onto them. I have a shirt that I'm working on right now. Well, working on is a loose term. It's in my UFO bucket right there. That I'm working on that I didn't iron before I did that, and it's not super wonky, but it's kind of wonky. And, you know, what are you going to do? You're going to iron it beforehand and not be like me. So all of the pieces are ironed. In just a second, I will cut them out, and we'll get to sewing. Homegirl is being so chatty right now. Would you talk to us? Figurey. Hi. Oh, are you a happy one? By the way, I did make this little dress, and I did make these diapers. So if you want to know how to do those things, let me know. We could make some. That would be a good idea. Oh, the baby. Do you have anything else to say? What do you think, Fig? Okay, so now that everything is all ironed, I'm going to start cutting it all out. The way I like to do this to make it as low waist as possible is to just cut it with regular scissors. You can use a rotary cutter. It's a little bit, I guess, cleaner if you do it that way, but because everything that I'm doing is going to be finished on the inside and everything is roughly the same size anyway, this is the way that I like to do it. So yeah, just gonna cut up this line here all the way up to the tippy top, and then you'll have two long rectangles like this. All you need to do is cut those last ones down. So I'll do one cut for the top layer. Again, this is just to make sure that I'm using as much of the fabric as possible, so I'm, you know, getting 100% use out of this. There's no scrappy stuff left behind. You can cut off the selvage if you want to as well. I don't like to do that because the whole waste factor anyway, but I'm sure it's fine if you do it that way if you want to. I am not the cutting police. Okay, so I just wanted to talk really quickly about the fabrics that I chose and why I chose them. These 3 cottons are from the quilting shop by my house, and the reason that I like to go to their store is because they just have stuff that you aren't gonna find at your local fabric store, which I think kind of puts a little bit of an edge on the things that I make. So I went with this one because it's just really cute. I mean, look at that. It's got like little sayings on there, and go with your gut, which is what I did with this pie fabric. And I knew since this one was kind of busy, I needed something a little bit more simple to balance it out. So that's why I went with this flannel stripe, because the color match is similar. And I think it's like still pretty babyish without being like, you know, aggressively so. And it's cute because it could be, you know, boy or girl, which is what we're trying to do here over at my place. This one, I saw this green cotton first, and I kind of felt like vintage, you know, 60s bed sheets, wallpaper, something like that. Super fell in love with it, thought it was so cute, and those little yellow dots were just really, I really was drawn to those, and I thought, okay, if I could find something yellow for a contrast fabric, that would be awesome. And I feel like this sort of fits that 60s, you know, groovy vibe. So we get sort of like the, you know, stay-at-home mom, kitchen mistress vibe versus the like groovy thing going on with the mushrooms. So that's why I picked those two together. Plus the yellow kind of picks up the yellow in here. It's not an obvious choice, but I think it's a cute one. And then for this one, I wanted to go a little more elegant because I found this cotton first and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't put, I mean, look at that. That is stunning. And I couldn't put it down. So it's like, well, what am I going to find to do with this? And I got to the other fabric store and I saw this, and it's like the exact same colors. And I like it because they're both kind of, this is kind of a compact pattern, which I like. So it's a little busy. This is pretty busy too, but it's mostly busy in color, not in pattern. So I think that's why these two work well together. And then the last one I got, this is the one where I picked up the flannel first, and I was like, well, I have to find something to match this. So those first three I got at the quilting store, and then I found this at the fabric store, and I was like, okay, well, how can I not buy this? I mean, look at it. It's so cute. So cute. So many little animals. Little squirrel. Shut up. Okay. So anyway, oh yeah, there's a bear on the fold. Let me show you the bear. The bear's cute. Look. Okay. So I grabbed this one because I wanted, I just left it. And so then I was like, well, what am I going to do with this? Because it's super busy and there's a lot of different colors happening. And I didn't want it to be too like matchy-matchy. So I went over to the batiks and I found this one. And I love a batik because we love a tight weave cotton and it's so pretty. I mean, look at that. So it's nice because it's not like super matchy-matchy, but I think it's consistent enough that it goes well. Like it picks up on the oranges, obviously. And then there's kind of this like purpley tone on some of them. Like this here is kind of purpley. Anyway, I think it's a cute match, and I think these are going to sell really well. And it's kind of nice because there's sort of something here for everybody, you know? We've got like our sort of like bohemian situation, a more elegant option, classic baby stuff, and then this little like psychedelic pattern situation. So I think they'll do well. Excuse me. As always, you can head over to my shop afterwards to pick these up for yourself if there are any left. So you'll see it at the beginning here. I start to work with that batik and navy flannel and found out that the batik was very much mismatched in size from the flannel. I guess the widths were different. So I trimmed off those strips, and there's a little bit more about them later in the video. Right now. Had a big diaper after pinning all of those things, so when she wakes up, we'll get going again. Look at that sweet little hand. Oh. Sorry, you come here for sewing, but you stay for the baby hand. So the width of the batik was a bit wider than the width of the flannel, so I have these nice, pretty uniform-sized strips. And I think I might make some passy clips out of them because they're just about the right size for it. We can get 4 passy clips out of these. I'll do that in a different video, but just to let you know, we're not going to get rid of this in the trash. Oh no! You ready to go? It's time. It's time. Uh-huh. Let's get in the car. Okay, so the baby woke up just in time to go pick up the dog. So we're going to go to daycare and grab the busy beans. And then we'll get back to the house, and hopefully my husband will be home. He was supposed to get off in like 10 minutes, so maybe he will beat us here. It's hard to know though because he rides his bike and his job never lets him out on time. So anyway, we are heading to pick up the dog and then we'll get back to sewing. Here we are back at the house. Okay. Who's a good dog? You're so good. You're so good. Busy. Busy dog. And now we're gonna get the baby. Hey. How you doing? Let's go inside. So last night I had to call it a night after sewing everything up on the inside. So we're gonna go ahead and snip the corners, turn them all inside out, or right side out, I suppose, and then do the finishing stitch on the outside. Here we go. Okay, so before we turn them inside out, right side out, I guess, we're gonna take some scissors and cut off the very corner, just like this right here, so that it will lay flat when they're turned right side out. And then we're gonna do ironing and then top stitching. Let's get started. So here we are, all top stitch out. I chose yellow for this one, did a nice red on this one. These are also yellow, and some light blue on this one. And that's how you make a burp cloth. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you again next time. Bye.